Hello, sophomores and sophomore parents. This is Mr. Harm from Johnsburg High School. I am here to talk to you guys a little bit about course selection for next year already, believe it or not. We are going to be obviously doing this online, and Ms. Alt and I will help you through this process. So here's a quick overview of what you need to do today in your English class, but also in the next few days and weeks or so to get ready for course selection for next year. First of all, we want to make sure that all students are part of the Google Classroom. This is your class code. This presentation will also be sent to parents via email, and also will be made available to all students if you guys need to refer back to this presentation or this video on your Google Classroom. So most of you are part of this Google Classroom already, but if you're not, make sure that you copy down this code and you join this Google Classroom because you get lots of important information from Ms. Alt and myself with this. So today's objectives, we're going to talk about some deadlines. We're going to talk to you guys about how to understand the program of studies and how to understand what courses that you need to take for next year for graduation. And then finally, how to actually select the classes that you want to take next year in Skyward, because you're going to be doing that on your own this year as well. Important deadlines, the courses must be selected in Skyward and also at Lake County Tech Campus if you're planning on going over there. They need to be done by Monday, November 20th at 5 p.m. Individual counselor meetings are going to start November 23rd through December 11th. Those will be done virtually. We will be sending out invites to students to sign up for short video meetings with Ms. Alt or myself, depending on if you're an A through K or L through Z students. We'll be setting those up with you guys individually. We also encourage you to take a look at the Lake County Tech Campus video if you've not already done so. This is the link down below if you'd like to click on that at your leisure after this presentation or sometime in the future. You can learn a lot about some really cool stuff going over at Tech Campus. And this is their website as well. This is a clickable link. If you get onto this PowerPoint presentation, you can click on that link. All right, so how do you get to the program of studies? This is the high school website. If you'll see where it says Counseling CRC in the drop-down menu under School Info, you click on that. And then you click on it's the 2021 program of studies. That's this year's program of studies, but it's not going to change too much for next year. So we're going to just use this copy for now. If you click on that, then you can get to the program of studies. If you haven't taken a look at the program of studies, it's a lengthy document, but there's tons and tons of really good information in there. So if you page through it and take a look at that sometime, you'll probably learn a lot about how the workings of the high school work. So you might want to look at it. But I'm just going to highlight a couple pages that we're going to go through. Graduation requirements, add drop policies. Also the NCAA and NAIA. If you are a really good athlete that wants to play collegiate sports, it's very important that you talk to Ms. Alt or myself about that to make sure that we know that you are kind of in line for the correct classes. So again, please email Ms. Alt or myself if you think you're going to be competing at the collegiate level for scholarships, either at an NCAA school or even at a smaller school, which is NAIA schools like Division III and smaller. Please let us know that so we can make sure that you're taking the right classes. All right, so graduation requirements. Again, you should probably know most of these already, but you need 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 2 years of science, 2.5 years of social studies, PE, weight training, health, consumer education, and then one elective of international language or fine arts. Technical stuff like shop or autos classes could be in that as well. This is just a quick guide. You can go over this on your own, but if this is something this gives you a quick guide on some classes that you might consider taking in terms of classes if you're going either to work bound, if you don't plan on going to college, or if you are planning to go to college. There, just wanted to highlight a couple pages in the program of studies. The important information on this would be the add drop courses. Most of you know that you can drop a class or add a class within the first 10 days of a semester as a sophomore, junior, or senior. So just keep that in mind as you take your classes. And it can be a core class. It would just have to be an elective class for that. Also, early graduation. Every year we have a number of seniors who graduate early after first semester. This year we actually have a junior that's going to be graduating a year early. That is a possibility if you have taken a lot of classes, and you'd probably have to take some more online. Just keep that in mind. If you do want to graduate early, that is a possibility, but make sure you talk to Ms. Alt or myself about that, whether it's a full year or a semester early. Again, NCAA, I'm not going to go through this too much, but if you are interested in playing collegiate sports, make sure you take a closer look at that in the program of studies. Pass no credit is also a really important thing to understand. If you have a very high GPA, for example, if it's above a 4.0, and you want to take a class pass no credit, you can do that. Just make sure that you read about that in the program of studies, and you need to talk to Ms. Alden and myself about taking a class pass no credit within the first week or so of a semester. Pass no credit AB option is similar to that, but again, if you're interested in doing that, take a closer look at that in program of studies, or ask Ms. Alden or myself about that. We don't have a lot of students that take advantage of these, but in some unique situations, it's helpful for students. MCC, dual credit college classes. We do have a number of classes here at the high school that are dual credit, where you earn high school credit as well as college credit from MCC. Just as you read through the information here, there's a couple different options here. English 151, which is typically a senior class. You can also take classes through Illinois Virtual School online. There is a cost to that of $240 per class. That is an option for students as well. Again, this just gives you a little bit more information about credits earned outside of Johnsburg High School or the MCC High School Plus program. You can learn more about that in the program of studies. Okay, so the next thing that I want to cover here are admission requirements to different colleges. Quick reference list. This is the pages 63 through 67 in the program of studies are really helpful to figure out what classes we have available at Johnsburg High School. And then the prerequisites begin on page 68. We'll talk about that in just a minute. All right, so this page talks about the state schools in Illinois, and it talks about what they require for entrance into to be admissible into their as a freshman. So if you are thinking about going to college, we do really recommend that you start taking a look at the colleges that you want to attend and see what their admissions requirements are. You can talk to Ms. Alder or myself if you have more specific information on that. This page, the next 4 pages in the from 63 to 67 in the program of studies looks similar to this. What's very helpful about these pages is it shows all the different classes that we offer on just a few pages at the high school. And it also shows when you can take these classes, as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, how much they're weighted here, and then also how many credits you get. Again, if it's a 0.5, that means it's a semester class. If it's a 1.0 class, that means that it's a full year class. Starting on page 68, it talks about the actual courses that we offer. We really recommend that you read the paragraph that it talks about the class, maybe even talk to the teacher that teaches the class to make sure that that's the right fit for you. Because if you take an elective and you get 3 or 4 weeks into the class and you decide that you really do not like that class, you can't drop that class unless you drop it with an F, which is something you don't want to do. So please do your due diligence and make sure that you want to take the elective prior to you signing up to take that class. All right, so to fill out the educational plan, which I'll show you here in just a second, you're going to fill out each line, and each line, again, for a semester is a half a credit. You need a total of 6 credits to for a full to take, excuse me, 6 credits to have a full schedule. You'd have 7 credits. Um, we do recommend that you fill out the educational plan or at least write something down on a piece of paper prior to selecting your classes. If you take the 5-6 minutes to do that, it'll make things go a lot quicker for you. So I'll show you this. So on page 7 of Program of Studies, you could literally do this on a piece of paper though too. There are, this is how you kind of do a rough draft of what classes you might want to take. Everybody who's going to be a junior is going to be taking English 3, either English 3 or English 3 honors. The math class, you can select the next math class that you'd be in. For example, if you're in geometry now, you'd be taking Algebra 2 or intermediate algebra possibly next year. PE, again, you'd put PE or weight training here. For your science class, as a junior, if you've taken 2 years of science and passed 2 years, you do not have to take another science if you don't want to. But if you are wanting to go on to college, we do recommend you have to take a third science. So typically, people will take physics or maybe an AP class in AP science or possibly organic biochem as a science there as a junior. American government, if you're planning on taking AP Gov, you can put that into this spot here. A lot of juniors will be taking AP U.S. History. So if you did not take U.S. History this year as a sophomore, then you would be taking AP U.S. History, and that would be probably one of your electives on line 5 for AP U.S. History here. And then you can fill in electives here. And then if you want to study hall, you leave this blank or just write in study hall for line 7 if you want to fill your study hall. Page 8, if you are work bound or if you want to go to Lake County Tech Campus, this is kind of the format that you would use to fill out your information here. Everyone, again, has to take English. Everybody has to take math. So you're going to be filling out something for math, English. Again, government is typically a class that most juniors take. So if you do not want to take AP Gov, you probably would do that as a senior. Then fill in a government class as a junior if you're not going to be taking AP Gov. If you are going to be taking a class over at Lake County Tech Campus, you're going to write that into the first 4 blanks here, and you probably would not have a PE class. You're exempt from PE if you go to Lake County Tech Campus typically, especially if you take that American government class. So this is kind of an example of if you're not going to Tech Campus, this is kind of how you would fill out your planning worksheet. Again, if you want to study hall, just put study hall in the last blank. Here's how Tech Campus works a little bit. You can take 3 credits at Lake County Tech Campus. We have a few students every year that take their cosmetology program over there, which is another one of their outstanding programs. And if you do take Cosmo, you're actually going to be there a little bit longer than the regular scheduled class for Lake County Tech Campus. So there's 3 sessions in a normal year, and it probably will be normal next year, hopefully. Session 1, 2, and 3, you can see the start times of those sessions. And then if you're a Cosmo student, you'll be going over there typically in the morning from 0 hour till 7th hour, and then you'll be back here 8th or 9th to take 2 classes at the high school. In order to go to Lake County Tech Campus, they have a quick online application that I'll show you how to get to here in a second off of their website. There are some important things that will determine whether you can go to Lake County Tech Campus. If you failed many classes, you probably will not be able to go to Tech Campus this next year. If you've gotten into any discipline issues that are major, you will not be able to go to Tech Campus. Attendance, if you've been attending your classes virtually online or when we get to hybrid situation. If you're here and have good attendance, then obviously you can go to Tech Campus. Prerequisites, and then we pay, Johnsburg School District pays for your fees to go to Tech Campus, but you would, we pay your tuition, but you would pay any fees. Typically, the fees are around maybe 100, no more than $200 per class that you would take over there. So they're fairly minimal. The tuition is about $3,000 for you to go to Tech Campus, and again, the district pays for you to do that. And in most classes, you do get dual credit from Lake County College, so that you actually are earning college credit by going to those classes over at Lake County. On pages 104 through 114 in the program of studies, it talks about every one of the programs over at Tech Campus, so make sure you take a close look at that. If you are going to Tech Campus, again, this is their homepage. You can see the apply button up in the upper right-hand corner of their page. So you just click apply, and then you come up with a page that looks like this, and you just start filling in the drop-down boxes, and that's how you fill out the application for Tech Campus. It's pretty simple. Again, if you are going to Tech Campus, if you want to fill out a worksheet to make things a little bit easier for you, you write down what class you would be taking at Tech Campus, and then you'd fill in English 3 or English 3 Honors, one of those two classes, whatever math class you're going to be taking, and then PE or another elective if you want to take an elective, and American Government here. So how do you actually put this stuff into Skyward? I'm going to show you the direction page in just a second. Your parents can help you access this until we're going to shut off the Skyward portion of this for students and parents on November 20th at 5. So you have as much time as you want until November 20th to add and take classes in or out of your schedule for next year. We will, Miss Alt and myself will meet with you guys after or sometime after November 23rd. We'll set up an individual meeting and go over the classes you selected in Skyward and make sure that they are all what you want them to be. And then in January, your teachers, this is after first semester is finished, your teachers are going to take a look and see how you did first semester. And if you did well in your classes and they agree with the selections that you selected, you'll just stay with the classes that you selected for next year. If you struggled in a class or if you fail a class, we'll have to make some changes to your schedule for next year. This is a quick reference on how to log on and find your future schedule where you're going to select your classes for next year. So obviously you're going to log on to your Skyward account. Whoops, hello, get back there. Log into your Skyward account. You're going to go down to schedules on the left-hand side on the sidebar. And this is kind of the tricky part. You'll notice that in your schedules, it'll say something about request classes in the upper right-hand corner. You're going to select that, and then you're going to look and see, you'll have a page that comes up like this in Skyward, where basically it'll show every class that we offer at Johnsburg High School. And you want to select whatever class is on the left side, and then you want to hit add course, and it'll pop over. And these will be all the classes that'll be in your schedule in Skyward. If you want to take a class out, you just simply highlight it, hit remove class, and it'll pop it back over to the left side. But this is, every class that you want to take next year needs to go into this right-hand column. And you just do that by selecting it in the left-hand column, hit add class, and it'll pop it right over into your schedule for next year. I think I already covered that. So this is kind of your course selection in a nutshell. If you have questions, Ms. Alton and I are going to be talking to you guys directly after this presentation if you are in your English class. If you are watching this at a different time, or parents, if you're watching this and learning about how to do course selection, feel free to reach out to Ms. Alder or myself. If you have questions on how to go through this process, just shoot myself or Ms. Alder an email, or you can call us and we'd be more than happy to help you. All right, well, good luck. And if there's anything we can do to help you, just please let us know.